Have you ever pondered why the book of Leviticus places such emphasis on the concept of sin and atonement? This question leads us into the heart of Leviticus, a book deeply embedded in the Christian and Jewish traditions. From a bird's-eye view, Leviticus serves as a guidebook instructing the Israelites on how to live a holy life. It establishes a framework of laws and rituals, and among these, the theme of sin offerings takes center stage in chapter 4. Now, let's delve deeper. Chapter 4 of Leviticus is all about sin offerings, specifically those made for unintentional sins. It's a fascinating chapter that underscores the importance of atonement within the Israelite community. It reveals a profound understanding of human nature, of our propensity to err, and the divine provision for reconciliation. With that context in mind, you will better appreciate the profound messages of Leviticus chapter 4. So, let's embark on this journey of discovery together. What does Leviticus chapter 4 say about sin offerings for unintentional sins? Leviticus chapter 4 presents a meticulous framework for sin offerings, specifically for unintentional sins. These are sins that have been committed without the individual being aware of their transgression at the time of the act. The chapter categorizes sinners into four main groups: the anointed priest, the whole Israelite community, a leader, and any ordinary person. Each group is required to offer a different animal as part of their sin offering, reflecting the various degrees of responsibility and potential impact of their unintentional sin. Let's start with the anointed priest. If he sins unintentionally, the magnitude of his sin is seen as greater due to his spiritual leadership role. To atone, he must offer a young bull without defect. This animal, significant in size and value, symbolizes the serious implications of a spiritual leader's sin on the community he serves. Next, we have the entire Israelite community. If they collectively sin unintentionally, they too must offer a young bull. This emphasizes the collective responsibility of the community in maintaining a sin-free environment. A leader who sins unintentionally is required to offer a male goat without defect. While the animal is smaller than a bull, it still represents a considerable personal sacrifice, reflecting the leader's heightened responsibility due to his influential role. Lastly, an ordinary person who sins unintentionally must offer a female goat or lamb without defect. The gender of the animal here signifies the individual's lower societal status compared to the priest or leader. In all these cases, the rituals are not merely about sacrificing an animal, they are profound acts of repentance, underscoring the seriousness of even unintentional sins. Each ritual involves laying hands on the animal's head, slaughtering it before the Lord, and sprinkling its blood around the sanctuary. These detailed instructions underscore the belief that sin, whether intentional or not, disrupts the relationship with God and requires atonement. But how exactly were these sin offerings performed according to Leviticus 4? Well, it was an elaborate process, steeped in symbolism and reverence. The ritual began with the laying of hands on the animal's head. This was not a mere touch, it was a firm, deliberate act, signifying the transference of guilt from the sinner to the innocent creature. Next, the animal was slaughtered. This might sound harsh to our modern sensibilities, but remember, this was a time when life and death held a profound, tangible meaning. The shedding of blood signified the gravity of sin and the cost of its atonement. Then came the sprinkling and smearing of blood. This wasn't done haphazardly, but with a deep sense of purpose. The blood, a symbol of life, was sprinkled before the veil of the sanctuary and smeared on the horns of the altar. It was a vivid reminder of the life-for-life principle underlying the entire concept of sin offering. Finally, the animal was burned. This wasn't a wasteful act, but rather a symbol of complete surrender to God. The burning represented the sinner's earnest desire to eliminate sin completely from their life, leaving nothing behind but ashes. These rituals served to restore the broken relationship with God, demonstrating a deep understanding of repentance and forgiveness. It was a profound, tangible expression of guilt, surrender, and ultimately the hope for redemption. So why does Leviticus 4 matter to us today? It offers profound insights into the nature of sin, a reminder that even unintentional wrongs need atonement. It presents a path of restoration, demonstrating that sincere repentance can mend the broken. Leviticus 4 encourages us to self-reflect, to become aware of our actions and their impacts. Though ancient, Leviticus 4 still speaks to us today, reminding us of the seriousness of sin and the beautiful possibility of restoration through sincere repentance. Are you ready for the next chapter? Just click here to go straight to it.